120 words per minute. Okay. Once again, start. Water has become a scarce resource both in urban and rural India. Therefore, rainwater harvesting has become an urgent necessity. In rural areas, rainwater harvesting is done through surface storage bodies. The most important of such storage bodies are the traditional systems of surface water storage called Eris in Tamil Nadu, Care in Karnataka, Choruvu in Telugu, and variety of other names elsewhere in the country. These areas have played a very important role in providing water for agriculture in rural societies in regions with relatively low rainfall. Unfortunately, these systems, which have served our society for centuries, if not millennia, and are functional even today, are in a neglected state. Time and again, the importance of surface water bodies has been recognized. In practice, policies have favored the development of groundwater in the form of wells and borewells. Compared to groundwater, surface water is a renewable resource, and surface water bodies plays a very important role in the recharge of groundwater. Hence, even if groundwater is to be used on a sustainable basis, the maintenance of surface water bodies becomes very important. Traditionally, areas have played a very important role in irrigation and the local ecosystem in areas with relatively low rainfall, such as large parts of Karnataka, Andhra, and Tamil Nadu. These areas are located mostly in parts of India that receive an annual rainfall of 1000 millimeter or less. Over the last 50 years or more, the contribution of areas is in the area irrigated in our country has declined steadily. This points to a policy of neglect of these community owned and managed structures in favor of individually owned wells. Not only are areas marvelous examples of indigenous engineering skills and ingenuity, they also illustrate an understanding of nature and a sound and ecologically sustainable intervention in nature. An understanding of this technology and its relevance for today will go a long way in providing ecologically sustainable alternatives to the current mode of modernization and development. What is an eyrie? An eyrie is a reservoir of water contained behind earthen bunds of embankments. Usually, the bound surrounds the water on three sides. The fourth side is open to the catchment from which the water flows down to collect in the eyrie. Normally, the middle of the bund is deepest portion of the eyrie, and the depth decreases as we go to the sides or flanks of the bund. One of the main functions of an eyrie is irrigation of fields for agriculture, and each eyrie is designed to irrigate a certain extent of agricultural land known as ayacut of the eyrie. The water reaches the fields with the help of gravity across the bund through openings or valves called sluices. Normally, there are fairly elaborate arrangements for opening and closing of the sluices, which can be operated from the top of the bund. An area has, depending on its size, a number of slices. They are located at different levels so as to be able to supply water to fields at different elevations. In India, agriculture depends upon and closely follows the monsoons, which are regular occurrences. Water conservation and irrigation technologies such as iris took on the supplementary role of adding to the sufficiency, certainty, and predictability of water availability for agriculture. Where rainfall was relatively low, every effort was made to retain all water that fell on the ground through appropriate water retention and conservation strategies. Since areas are local resources, the estimates of water available in them are constantly made by the village communities, which are used to make sure that the most efficient use of available water is made. Traditionally, areas have played several roles as appropriate irrigation devices in the cultivation of paddy. Paddy is a highly location specific crop. This is the reason why there were perhaps couples of lakhs of paddy varieties all over India. Data from different parts of Tamil Nadu for the late 18th and early 19th century revealed that under Eris the productivity of paddy was considerably high and the fact higher than the yields in the 1960s. It is indeed important to understand how this was possible as a system that acted as a flood control device, thus preventing soil erosion and wastage of runoff water during periods of heavy rainfall, as storage devices that acted as insurance against low rainfall periods and also recharged groundwater in the surrounding area as a device that was crucial to the overall ecosystem. The Indian civilization seems to have placed a great value on the decentralization of resources and political power, which automatically set a limit to the size of irrigation structures. Large scale systems such as modern dams would not have been compatible with the values and goals of Indian civilization. Technology of eras were also the ecologically optimal solutions for the natural conditions occurring in some parts of India. Stop.